All right, definitely live. Hmm. So today we're at day three of recording, and I complicated things. I wanted to stream in different places and not only on Facebook. So it took a bit longer to figure things out, but the software that I'm using is called Ecamm to be able to do this, and Ecamm has sponsored, given me the opportunity to use their software to be able to create what I'm creating via video, which is really cool. Like I'm streaming in multiple places. I'm testing this out. It's going to get better. I'm 100% sure the delivery and how we share things from jumping into video. Ooh, but nevertheless, it's been a long day. And I say we because the team has been able to put together a ton of amazing people for me to speak with every day. And the conversations are amazing. We've had people back on the podcast uh, who I've spoken to 7 years ago, 6 years ago, and it's amazing. Now tonight, I'll reference the theme that I see, and that's something that has happened where I am speaking with people on the podcast, and of course they don't get to hear what other people are saying. Today I spoke with 16 people, starting from Dr. Frederick Jones, who is in Louisiana. And again, like really cool conversation. And then I spoke with Mike, who's in Thailand, who was originally in China when I first spoke with him. And I have it mixed up because I took a while there because the person I spoke to after is in Japan. And the list goes on and on with who I spoke with. But what I wanted to simply summarize is how there are these natural occurring themes that happen on a day that fascinates me, where each person doesn't know what the other person is talking about. However, there are these interesting elements. And one of those things that I saw highlighted is motherhood. So it's really intriguing. One person expressed the 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 natural occurring thought that mothers have, where they believe it's their responsibility to balance everything. It's their responsibility to 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 feed the children, to make sure the husband's happy, and it results in them not taking care of themselves. But then one person expressed another conversation again. She said it's so important to ask for help. So I wanted to reiterate that if you're a mother and you think it's your job to do everything, ask for help, because sometimes the other person doesn't know that you need help because you are so great, or it looks as though you have it all figured out. So that was something that I saw happening. I had some really cool conversations. I spoke with women who touched on parenting and who do a ton of work in the parenting space. For example, Mother Quest. I spoke with a Trinidadian, today. His name is Adrian Seeley. That was really, really cool. I speak to a lot of people who aren't from my country. So hearing the vibration of the Trini language, the Trini dialect mixed in is, appreciated by my ears more, even so when recording. And then I had people that I met physically, face to face. All of this is virtual, but meeting people face to face, there's nothing that really can compare to that face to face interaction. And Angel Rebo was one of those guys. He's called the CEO confidant. But Amanda and I both met him at Dallas, and it was just really, really great. Like he wrote on a piece of paper, Angel Jones, the one and only. And he started the podcast saying, Angel Jones, the one and only. But what's cool is, and I'm sorry I don't have it with me, but I have the paper, you know, from 6 years ago where he wrote that on it was actually Venture X where we met, and there were a ton of other people that met me there. And he was like, yeah, you have that. That was such of a great memory. So I had him back on the podcast. He's doing amazing things, waiting on his book to be released. Then I had Shay Kent. Then I had Bernie again, who I met in Colorado, who's just an amazing person, who has an amazing story. Met her husband as well. Um, and then so today, excuse my voice. So today again, like I met a ton of people that I saw face to face. So Mikhail Tank, he came out in San Francisco and he brought a picture of a white tiger. And he said that was for Amanda. And we still have that picture. And the children, it's so funny. Amanda told the children, that's who I turn to at night. And I remember my youngest saying, Mommy, you're a white tiger. So there are these elements of value that are truly like it's tough to put a dollar value to what you get in return. And again, I know in the space, like there are people who talk about monetizing the podcast, and I really believe it's up to you the direction you take with monetizing the podcast. And I believe my podcast has been monetized from the perspective of the value and the clients and the relationships that we've built, putting the dollar value in terms of ads and those types of things. Even, I mean, the relationship that brought Ecam as a sponsor. It's it's a slow burn, but it's definitely working. But more than that, more than those things, the relationships. People connect and have conversations with me, and even though it's been 6, 7 years, they're excited to have the conversation. And even if that doesn't bring fruit for just my life, I really do hope it brings fruit for my children and possibly, hopefully, their children. So let's see how that goes. I wrapped up the evening with two conversations. One with Swami Tirtha, who visited us in Trinidad. Like he was in Trinidad, and he shared. I said, "Hey, when I heard your voice, because he cooked for us, so he does the Ayurveda cooking, and it was amazing. Like he did something." Where he put cheese in the food. It was really good. And I remember from the time he spoke, I remembered that. I remember that. So he said, well, I remember you using your ladder and climbing your coconut tree. And, that was such of a great memory. Again, I want to highlight that, when Amanda lost her mother, she was in the early stages of dementia, and, it was tough. It was tough seeing her lose her memory. And I think memories are worth a lot. And the podcast in itself provides an opportunity to create a timestamp, if you will, for memory. So as I journey on, here we go. It's really cool. I've had like 52 conversations, and there are 1,147 other people, 48 other people that are booked to have conversations and waiting. Here we go. Here we go. Hey, if I missed you on the podcast, tech is intriguing. Like, tech isn't responding well all the time because I guess it's getting confused. All of the tech I'm using gets confused because I'm jumping in and out of back to back conversations. So if I miss you, please don't take it personally. I really want to speak to everyone. It's just that things unfortunately don't work as smoothly as I always want it to work. But yeah, you can always reschedule if you can. Unfortunately, you'll get something way down in December because it's booked up. But yeah, December will be fun as well still. And know that I'd love to have a conversation, catch up, or even for those that are coming on for the first time, really excited to learn what's going on in your world. In closing, one of the things that really popped was the excitement that some yeah, yeah, two people came on and they were so excited by AI. So Scott Allen, he was just blown away by what he could do with AI. And then lastly, Mel Waller, who's taken up a goal to make $1 billion using only AI. So just notes that I'm logging in here for the older version of me to see the younger version of me, and everyone else that gets to learn. Then, yeah, I hope you're better for it. Have a good night. Wednesday, September 18th, 11 p.m., 2024.